If you drop someone here with no context, they might think they landed in Singapore or somewhere in the West. But this place isn't any of those. This is SeaWorld, not the theme park, but a district in Shenzhen, China. This place used to be a gritty shipping yard. Today, it's a luxury waterfront with a cruise ship, a choreographed light show, and more international restaurants than most US cities. But how did this place rise so fast? Today, I'm visiting this incredible area to find out. Well, I am back in Shenzhen again today because I want to go to a place called 海上世界. In English, I think they refer to it as Ocean World or Sea World or something. Not the theme park, but a really cool residential and business area here in Shenzhen. So the weather is slowly getting hotter, and before I start to look like this, thought I might as well come over here and rent one of these Meituan and cycle all the way to 海上世界. So to get to 海上世界from the port, it's about a 4-kilometer bike ride. These sleek residential towers, tech campuses, and green corridors that you're passing aren't random. They are a part of Shenzhen's 15-minute city plan. Within these zones, over 16 categories of public services such as education, shopping, recreation, healthcare, and more are integrated into a 15-minute radius, a staple of China's modern neighborhood planning. I first came here several weeks ago, actually, and I was so shocked at how international and how modern this place is. So I figured this place needs its own video to show how incredible this is. China's National New Type Urbanization Plan emphasizes centralized planning using big data and smart city tools to diagnose and guide urban development. As part of its territorial comprehensive plan, Shenzhen commits to protecting green space, promoting mixed-use zones, and enforcing quality of life benchmarks through 2035. So while I pedaled past these modern towers, plazas, and transit stations en route to SeaWorld, I was seeing a city that was intentionally designed not just for efficiency or profit, but for a redefined notion of modern city life. It's not merely copying Western templates, it's constructing a model of its own. And that model becomes tangible at SeaWorld, a purposeful node within a deliberate, adaptable, and evolving urban strategy. Most cities measure their progress in decades. Shenzhen, however, measures it in months. You'll often hear that Shenzhen was a fishing village in the 1970s. That's true, but it's also shorthand for a much bigger truth. The speed and scale at which things get built here is almost incomprehensible by Western standards. In the United States, large-scale redevelopment usually means years of hearings, environmental impact reports, community resistance, and budget delays. In Shenzhen, SeaWorld went from a cargo zone to a cosmopolitan entertainment district in less than 2 decades. Today, SeaWorld is far more than a tourist plaza. It's a strategic node in Shenzhen's grander development blueprint. SeaWorld integrates art, commerce, and public space, a microcosm of the city's 15-minute life circles and transit-oriented development model. It's a place where an art center, museums, restaurants, offices, and transportation nodes coexist within a walking distance powered by the Metro Lines 2 and Line 12. And it's eco-friendly. The surrounding landscape design features public waterfront gardens and plazas that echo Shenzhen's commitment to ecological resistance as a pilot sponge city and mangrove protector. In short, SeaWorld isn't a standalone spectacle. It's a calculated expression of Shenzhen's goals: cultural diplomacy, sustainable living, global integration, and efficient urbanism, all packed into one site. SeaWorld is often mistaken as a novelty, a ship in a plaza, a district filled with fountains and lights, but what it actually represents is something much more serious, a case study in how China envisions the future of urban living. Walkability, culture, transit, greenery, all integrated into one continuous experience. This is a very popular area for Westerners to come hang out at. There's a lot of live music, live bars. I came here last time later in the evening and a lot of people were singing all English music. A lot of pizza, German restaurants, all kinds of foreign cuisines. You know, here in China, you'll find a lot of variety. Like here, the cities are becoming ultra-modern, especially Shenzhen. I hear a lot of people, politicians in the West saying, oh, China shouldn't be classified as a developing country anymore. But I guess the biggest contrast between China and the US is when you're here in the cities, yes, they definitely surpass US cities in almost every way. But once you get out of the cities and into the countryside, that's where a lot of the development is still behind. US does a lot of suburban living a lot better than China does, in my opinion. Like if I were living in a neighborhood in Utah and if I were to find a comparable place here in China, I would probably choose to live in the US. But if I have a choice to choose between New York City or Shenzhen, of course I would choose Shenzhen. Well, no trip to Shenzhen is complete without a stop at Shouzuo. This is my favorite boba spot in all of Shenzhen, all of China, I think, honestly. This place has become basically super famous, and if you go to some more popular locations, you have a wait time that's like 100 cups in front of you at least. I think we waited like an hour for our drink last time we got it when we were in Guangzhou. Luckily here, there was only like a few cups in front of me, so I managed to get this pretty quickly. So this looks like it has a big piece of like coconut ice cream, and I think they hand make their ice cream basically. A very nice, rich coconut ice cream. There's like some crunchy things at the bottom. I think those are like water chestnut jellies. Yeah, if you're a fan of boba type beverages, I highly recommend Shouzuo. Honestly, I haven't found one better than this yet.
Exploring this area made me think, what's America's equivalent to Shenzhen SeaWorld? I've spent time filming in New York's Hudson Yards, a mega project that, like SeaWorld, tries to define what a modern city district should look like. But when you compare the two, the differences aren't just aesthetic, they're philosophical. Between 2003 and 2017, the local government invested heavily, reportedly over 60 billion yuan, or about 8.5 billion US dollars, to transform this district. That includes residential towers, offices like the China Merchants Tower, new ferry and metro stations, shopping centers, parks, and yes, the iconic Minghua Ship Plaza. Compare that to Hudson Yards, which was built from scratch over New York City's West Side Rail Yard with a total price tag between 25 to 32 billion US dollars. It remains the largest private real estate project in US history. But investment isn't just about scale, it's about context. SeaWorld's billions were integrated into an evolving urban neighborhood using existing infrastructure and transit access. Hudson Yards required entirely new platforms, a subway extension, and decades of rezoning. Perhaps most telling is their social purpose. SeaWorld was designed with everyday Shenzhen residents in mind, blending transit, affordable leisure, and livability within walking distance. Hudson Yards, conversely, began as an upscale enclave for luxury retail, high-end condos, and corporate headquarters, only later adding limited affordable housing amid criticism for exclusivity. The fundamental difference is integration versus isolation. SeaWorld is a living neighborhood, intimately tied to the daily life of the city. Hudson Yards, though visually impressive, feels more like a carefully curated monument elevated quite literally above its surroundings. Ultimately, both projects embody their respective cities' visions of urban modernity. But while Hudson Yards showcases prestige, SeaWorld prioritizes practicality. And if we want to truly understand the future of urban life, perhaps we should look less towards spectacle and more towards substance, less at what's merely impressive and more at what's genuinely livable.
You know, the more I walk around this area, the more I feel like I am in a computer-generated drawing. Usually when you take those design classes or design courses, or you see those 3D renderings of a city before it is built, that's what I feel like I'm in right now. There's a whole new area here that's still under development. They have some really nice, incredible looking apartments that look like they're gonna be up for sale soon. Oh, I wish I could live here. That would literally be my dream. And now just to the west of SeaWorld, there is a new mall opening, K11. This is a big brand that they have in Hong Kong. I think they have like 2 or 3 K11 malls in Hong Kong, and then they have a pretty big one in Guangzhou too. And I think this might be the first one in Shenzhen. Well guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm getting a little bit late, so I'm probably gonna head back to Hong Kong from here. So if you enjoyed the video, help me out, click the like and subscribe button. And with that said, I'll see you all in the next one.